This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball here on Let's Talk Sports. And we are live. It is 9 o'clock on a Saturday. And we are live here. We're in Denver, Colorado at Coors Field. Game 2 of a 3-game set between the Rockies and the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi again, everybody. Welcome back to the broadcast booth. And this one, welcome back to Cardinal Baseball. I'm Josh Wright doing the play-by-play. Eric Fetty on the mound here today. Somebody who has not been in a lot of Cardinals fans' minds positively in real life, but in this year, in this franchise, he's doing really great. Nolan Arenado visiting his old club. That's usually pretty fun. Ezekiel Duran, he's hitting the ball really well in his last 13 games. And then on the Rockies side of things, Hunter Goodman, who is an all-star in real life, he's not putting up all-star numbers, but Zach Veen is on a 12-game hitting streak heading into this game. And, of course, the Cardinals took the first game of this series. Let's see what happens here in Game 2. With Eric Fetty on the mound, his last 8 starts, he's 2-1, 1.93 ERA, 51 innings pitched, and has a 0.88 whip. Very different stats compared to what Eric Fetty's been putting up in his last 8 starts in real life. But you know what? Video games in real life, of course, that's different. You know, I know you guys say, a lot of people out there who complain that they don't like realism in their video games. This is unrealism right here. Anyway, Cardinals and Rockies, here we go. Ryan Feltner is on the mound for Colorado. 20 starts, 4-13 record. We'll take a look at the Cardinal lineup in this one. Trent Grisham leads off in center. Lars Nootbaar has the night off. Brendan Donovan bats second and left. Then it's Jordan Walker hitting third. He's the DH. Nolan Arenado is in the cleanup spot. He's at third. Alec Burleson bats fifth and right. Luken Baker in the number 6 spot. He's at first. Wilson Contreras has the night off. Mason Wynn bats seventh at short. Ezekiel Duran. And then Ivan Herrera back in the lineup.
Leading off tonight for St. Louis.
He caught the game before this. He caught game 1 of this series. And now here's the Rockies defensive lineup. Michael Toglia at first. Second base is Estrada. Third base, Ryan McMahon. Shortstop is Tavar. And the outfield from left to right, Zach Veen, Brendan Doyle, and Sam Hilliard, and right with Hunter Goodman behind the plate.
The center fielder.
Hunter Goodman, he was an all-star for the Rockies in real life, but he's not putting up those all-star numbers in this game. First pitch to Grisham is a ball, and we are underway.
640.
Grisham takes a circle change, 1 ball, 1 strike. We are less than 10 days away from July 31st, a.k.a. the trade deadline. There's a fly ball into center, back at the wall. This one is gone. Trent Grisham getting things started the right way. A leadoff solo home run to deep center field, and it's 1-0 St. Louis. Trent Grisham back in the leadoff spot tonight. Hits one out to deep center field for a nice solo home run. So 1-0 Cardinals.
Ball, that's inside.
First pitch to Donovan is outside for ball 1. 3 pitches in, and it's 1-0 St. Louis. Here in the top of the first inning, Donovan swings and misses, 1-1. Donovan 2 for 5 in his last game with the double. As I mentioned earlier, folks, we are less than 10 days away from the trade deadline. There's a fly ball into right. Hilliard will make the catch. There's out number 1, and here is the Cardinal lineup as we mentioned earlier. I guess on the bench, Wilson Contreras, Pedro Pages, of course, and then Lars Nootbaar has the night off. Nolan Gorman, Michael Ciani, of course. Here's Jordan Walker, 26 home runs this year. He homered in Game 1 of this series. The Cardinals ended up having a big win. First pitch to Walker is called for strike one. Some news going on in the league. Richie Palacios, former Cardinal, was put on the 60-day IL today by the Tampa Bay Rays. In the middle of a Rays are in the middle of playing the Chicago White Sox.
That's ball two.
2-2 the count to Walker. There's a curveball called strike three. Walker, he's leading the team in home runs. I think he's leading the team in strikeouts also. On a curveball that was barely outside. Now bring in Arenado. He pops it up. Taglia will make the catch right in front of the Rockies dugout, and they're going to come to hit. But Trent Grisham, been a while since we've seen him in the lineup, hits one out to deep center field. Bottom of the first coming up, 1-0 St. Louis. Here's Eric Fedde on the man for the Redbirds. 7-2 record, 19 starts, 116 innings pitched, 2.79 ERA, 1.05 WHIP, 91 strikeouts, and yeah, as we mentioned earlier, very different stats compared to what he's putting up in real life. Brennan Doyle hits a ground ball right to Duran at second, throw to first in time. And that is out number one. Here's the Rocky lineup for those of you who missed it earlier. Brendan Doyle leads off in center. Then it's Zach Veen. Ryan McMahon hits third at third. Michael Taglia, Chris Bryant, Ezekiel Tavar, Sam Hilliard, Estrada, and then Hunter Goodman. So here's Zach Veen hitting .344. Zach Veen, first-round pick back in 2020. He's played in just 26 games. How about that? The Cardinals' first-round pick from 2020 is up. And the Rockies' first-round pick from 2020 is up and going. They were pretty cautious with them, not wanting to rush him to the big leagues right away. Either that or I know he's been struggling a little bit in the minor leagues also. Hey, man, that happens. Sometimes you'll do well, and sometimes you're going to struggle. 2 balls, 1 strike's the count from Fedde. There's a circle change. 3 balls, 1 strike. Are you kidding me? You're kidding. He really called that a ball? 3-1 count is a bouncer to Baker. Fedde racing to the bag, covers for the out, and that's out number 2. Now bring in the 2024 All-Star, Ryan McMahon. Does anybody remember this guy was an All-Star in 2024? I don't. Cutter called strike 1. Well, this is the first Cardinals-Rockies series of the year. We'll have another series with the Rockies, I believe, in August. Let's see, when do the Rockies come to St. Louis? Rockies come to St. Louis August 11th through the 13th. Cardinals will be in the middle of a 7-game road trip, or homestand. There's a cutter called strike 3. And we are going to the second inning. Eric Fedde with a scoreless bottom half of the first. Second inning coming up. It's 1-0 St. Louis. 1-0 Cardinals as we head to the top of the second inning here at Coors Field. Game 2 of the 3-game set between the Rockies and the Cardinals. Lots of history between these two clubs, and of course there's been a lot of players who have played for both Rockies and Cardinals over the years. Some of the big names feature Darryl Kyle, Larry Walker, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer Matt Holliday, Nolan Arenado, who's currently sitting in the Cardinal dugout watching Alec Burleson take his at-bat. And then there's some probably less known names like Daniel Descalso, probably more well known on the Cardinals side, but yeah, he was a Rocky for a little while. You have Mark Reynolds, played with the Cardinals in 2015, played with the Rockies for a couple years, had a couple 30 home run seasons, I believe, with Colorado. Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Feltner. That is fouled off, and the count is 2-2. Hey, Braven, how you doing, good sir? I'm doing pretty good. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday, as the Billy Joel song goes. And we're live on YouTube, streaming a Cardinals franchise game. Foul off, counts 2-2. I know the Cardinals are playing the Diamondbacks in real life, so we're a little ahead of the real MLB schedule. Shoutouts to the All-Star break. I took big advantage of that. As you guys can see, grounder to short. Tavares throw to first in time. That's out number 1. That was a very long at-bat. That at-bat lasted 2 centuries and a half. Good, so I heard you're doing the ESPN Fantasy Football League. Yes, we are doing an ESPN Fantasy Football League. I have a little thing put on the YouTube posts. I posted a little thing where, a little note where people can join. It's a 12-person league. Right now we have me and another person is in the league. Baker strikes out. That's out number 2. But yeah, it's a 12-person league. If you guys are interested, go to the YouTube post thing. There's a link. Or I'll probably put a link to the fantasy league in the chat. Free to join if you're interested. I know Braven asked, how does fantasy football work? I don't exactly know how to explain how fantasy football works. Pretty much, I mean, you're just in a league with a bunch of random people. You draft like a random team, and whoever has like the most points at the end of the week wins. If that makes sense. Mason Wynn did not win his at bat, no pun intended, as he strikes out looking. Bottom of the second coming up. 1-0 Cardinals. Cardinals lead the Rockies 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Here at Coors Field. Oh, you're not interested? I'm just interested in NBA or baseball. Oh, that's fine. But if you know people who are interested, please let me know, because we need people to join. And yeah, we have by I don't really know if we don't really have like a due date for when people need to join. But yeah, if anyone's interested, just let me know. Michael Toglia, I believe he was an all-star in this franchise, wasn't he? Yes, he was. He even got into the game. I believe he had a nice little at-bat, which was nice to see. 1-2 the count. Toglia, he's been in the big leagues now for a while, I believe. 1-2 the count from Fetty. That's fouled off. So we are 9 days away from the trade deadline. And this might be, you know, Eric Fetty's last or second to last start as a Cardinal. In this franchise, we might possibly trade him. Since he's having a good season in this franchise, unlike real life, we might get good value for him. There's a sweeper outside, 3-2. I saw there are quite a bit of different people, lots of players on the trade block. If anybody sticks around at the end of the stream, I might show the trade block real quick. 3-2 the count. There's a cutter called strike 3. Eric Fetty, he's been relying on that cutter a lot early in this game. Both of his strikeouts in this game were the strike 3 pitch was a cutter, fun fact. 1 out, here's Chris Bryant. What the hell happened to this guy? This guy, I mean, when he was with the Cubs, I mean, he was the face of the franchise. When I was in school, like middle school, when the Cubs were like really good, when they won the World Series in 2016, this guy was everywhere throughout the Midwest. I mean, you couldn't, you know, if you asked a Cubs fan at the time who their favorite player was, they were probably going to say Chris Bryant, or if you asked them to name a player from the Cubs at that time, they're probably the first guy they think of is Chris Bryant. And hey, there's another strike 3 cutter that we were talking about earlier. But yeah, then him and Rizzo and Baez all get traded, and then they become free agents. Rizzo, I don't even think he's in baseball anymore. Chris Bryant, since he's been with the Rockies, he's just been so bad and so incredibly hurt. And then Baez became like a huge meme up until this year, and he's having a really good year, which I love to see out of Baez. Of course, he was also an All-Star, I believe, this year, so on a really good Tigers team. Tavar, grounder to Mason Wynn, throw to first. Once again, over the head of the first baseman. We saw this in the Arizona game, I believe. Mason Wynn threw it into the dugout, and he's going to do it here again. This time over the head of Luke and Baker. So the Rockies are going to have a runner at second on a throwing error by Mason Wynn. That's his, I don't know how many he has this year, but it's his, I think he's got two now in the last 2 streams. There's a cutter, 1-1. But yeah, growing up around 2016, 2017, Chris Bryant was quite a fan favorite. I know a lot of people, a lot of girls, they had big crushes on him. I mean, he's a handsome guy. I mean, I can't blame him. Can't blame young girls for having crushes on Chris Bryant. There's ball 4 to Sam Hilliard. 2-1-2 out here is Estrada. First pitch is called strike 1. Now the way the count's 0-2. You might also notice the Rockies, I have them wearing their vest jerseys from 2005. I don't know if it's just me or not, but I think these are probably like the best Rockies jerseys. I really like these vest jerseys. I think they look really cool. And so, yep, they're wearing them in this game. Counts 2-2 to Estrada. I've always thought the Rockies have had cool uniforms, I guess. I mean, they had a nice purple jersey. They got the black unis. Their home jerseys aren't that bad. There's a base hit into right field. Throw to the plate is not in time, and we're tied at 1. As Hilliard came in to score. Or not Hilliard, Tavar comes across to score. So we're tied at 1. Here's Hunter Goodman. Goodman, a all-star in real life. Not exactly putting up all-star numbers in this game. hitting a .152 and only has 2 RBIs. And strike 3 call as we get out of the second inning. The Rockies leave a couple runners on. We go to the third inning with this game now tied at a game apiece, or at 1 run apiece. 1 hit, 1 run for both Cardinals and Rockies. We go to the third inning. So here's some news and notes around the league. Chet Cronenworth from the Padres breaks out of a 1-for-17 slump and a 3-hit performance versus the Marlins. Dodgers extra inning win versus the Twins. And Eugenio Suarez in Arizona records his 900th career RBI. Eugenio Suarez, somebody who is most likely get traded in real life. I know he has a lot of interest from both the Yankees and apparently the Seattle Mariners have interest in him also. Durant strikes out on 3 pitches. That is out number 1 here in the top of the third inning. Feltner picks up his 4th strikeout of the day. And now bring in Ivan Herrera hitting .297. That's a slider, 1-0. Herrera has been on the 10-day IL not once but twice this season. Was hurt, I think, in the middle of, I want to say, May or June. And then just a few days before the All-Star break, ended up having to go back on the 10-day IL for a little while. So that's probably why you've seen a strange combination of Wilson Contreras, Pedro Pages, and Yoel Pozo all playing a little bit behind home plate. Counts 1-2 to Herrera. There's a slider, 2-2. Yeah, we've had Pozo called up a couple times from AAA. There's a fly ball in the left. Catch is made by Zach Veen, and that's out number 1. Here's Trent Grisham. Had that leadoff solo home run his last time up. And there's a high fly ball to left. Trent Grisham goes deep again. Cardinals lead 2-1. As Trent Grisham has his 15th home run of the season and his 2nd of the night. I don't know Trent Grisham's numbers in real life versus Bailey Faulkner, but he certainly does have his number in this game. 2 for 2, 2 home runs, providing both the Cardinal runs in this game. So it's a 2-1 ball game. Here's Donovan, grounder to third, and the top of the third comes to a close. Trent Grisham, he homered not once, but twice. We should probably have him in the lineup a little bit more often. Bottom of the third coming up. Cardinals lead the Rockies 2-1. Two to 1 Cardinals as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Game 2 of a 3-game set. St. Louis, Colorado, here at Coors Field. Here in Denver. A mile-high city. Can't go wrong with Denver. It's I've never been to Denver in real life, but from what I've been told, it's a very nice city to go to. Definitely a big sports town, big football town. Of course, lots of Broncos fans and everything. Fly ball into left. There's a base hit for Brennan Doyle, as the Rockies had the top of their order drew up here in the bottom of the third. One away here, Zach Veen. Yeah, lots of Broncos fans, and of course Avalanche fans for hockey, and then you got the Nuggets for the NBA. Denver Nuggets, I'm pretty sure they won an NBA championship just not too long ago. There's a high fly ball to right. Back at the wall. And this one is off the wall. Doyle's rounding third. He's going to score. They're going to send Veen over to third. And it's an RBI triple. As Zach Veen ties up this game. And he continues his hitting streak. Take a look at that again. Just squares up with the ball. Try to do probably a little too much, as this ball was almost out of here, kind of, but just hit the right field wall. So now here's Ryan McMahon. McMahon struck out looking his last time up. Fouled off. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Drop third strike. Did they tag Veen? Oh, looks like they got a double play out of it. I'm going to have to see this again. So they get a double play out of it. So drop third strike on a sinker. Veen's coming home. The Cardinals catch a huge break out of this. Not only do they get Veen, they tag out Veen coming down on the line, but they're also able to get the throw over to first.
Ball.
So 2 outs now. Here is Michael Toglia. But yeah, shout-outs to Ivan Herrera. As the Cardinals catch a huge break there, they get a nice little double play. 1 ball, 1 strike from Fetty to Toglia is ball 2. And another strikeout for Eric Fetty. Zach Veen, though, ties it up with a triple. Out to right field. End of 3 here at Coors. We're tied at 2.
Leading off for the Cardinals, the designated hitter, Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker leads off for St. Louis. We go to the top of the 4th inning here at Coors Field. With the game tied at 2. Walker with 3 stolen bases on the year. Cardinals, they're not really a team that steals bases too much. Let's see, the Rockies, they have 54 stolen bases as a team. The Cardinals, meanwhile, only 25. Their team leader in stolen bases is Mason Wynn. Michael Ciani's got 4, Trent Grisham with 3. And then Jordan Walker has a few. He's also been caught stealing twice. There's a strike, 2 and 1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Walker leading the team in home runs. I'm pretty sure, as I mentioned earlier, he might be leading the team in strikeouts also, because he's been doing that a lot too. 2-2.
3-2.
Count is 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2.
That's ball 4.
Fastball, ball 4.
Now batting, third baseman.
Leadoff walk. Here's Arenado. Well, this is a good time to talk about the St. Louis Cardinal theme tickets. Theme tickets are a great way to get access to exclusive and promotional items and fan events. For details and full list of dates, visit Cardinals.com. Nolan Arenado, 0-1 count.
Ball 1.
Circle change called ball 1. Let's see. Thursday, July 24th is Harry Potter night at the ballpark. You can dress up as your favorite Harry Potter characters. Grab your wands and robes. This Thursday, July 24th, the Cardinals and the San Diego Padres come to town. Feltner picks up his 5th strikeout of the night against former Rocky Nolan Arenado. One out, here's Burleson. Yeah, Cardinals and Padres be Harry Potter night at the ballpark. That same night, the Cardinals are also doing a bobblehead, Ozzie Smith bobblehead night at the ballpark that same night. Circle change, 1-1. And then also that weekend, the Cardinals are promotion and giveaways. They're giving away there will be a post-game Flow Rida concert, and then kids hat and Mystery City Connect rope hat. That's all this weekend when the Cardinals play the San Diego Padres. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to Burleson, 1 out. Jordan Walker's at first. That's it, foul. The count is 1-2. Foul the way, it's 1-2. One and 2, the count to Burleson. Walker at first. There's a fastball. 2-2. Two and 2, the count. Two and 2, base hit in the left field. Walker will move to second. It's 2 on, 1 out for the Cardinals.
The bat, the first baseman, Luke Baker.
Nice little base hit down the line, past McMahon. And that'll bring in Luke and Baker 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Count is 0-1. Nice day at the ballpark here at Coors Field. Lovely weather, lovely crowd. Base hit into right field. That's a lovely hit. Walker's going to come around to score. The Cardinals lead 3-2. Luke and Baker, hey, that's something lovely. A base hit in the right center field gap. brings home a run. Three-two Cardinals here in the top of the fourth. Here's Mason Wynn. 0 for 1 with a strikeout, hitting .237 this year. .699 OPS. Into center field, catch is made for out number 2.
Up next for the Cardinals, the second baseman, Ezekiel Duran.
2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Here's Ezekiel Duran. Duran also struck out his last time up. Looking to redeem himself with 2 on and 2 out.
0-1's the count.
Circle change, nothing in 2. Crowder to first, steps on the bag. We go to the bottom of the inning. Lucan Baker, we all love you, man. He's the reason why it's 3-2, RBI single. Anything that helps.
Leading off for the Rockies, the designated hitter.
10 days away from the trade deadline. Here's some candidates. Jose Altuve from the Astros, Shane McClanahan, left-hander from Tampa, and then Seiya Suzuki. From the north side of Chicago. Here's former Chicago Cub Chris Bryant. His former teammate Wilson Contreras. Watching him from the dugout. Fly ball into left. Donovan makes the catch. There's out number 1. Chris Bryant, Contreras went out to dinner, went out for lunch before the game today, which was cool. They probably had a nice chat talking about their old days in Chicago. Here's Tavar. 0 for 1 here today.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, 2 the count. And another strikeout. This time on the sinker.
The right fielder, number 16, Sam Hilliard.
Nope, ball 1.
Count is 1-1 to Sam Hilliard. There's a strike, 1 and 2 from Fetty.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. End of 4, 3-2, Redbirds lead.
Leading off for St. Louis, the catcher.
Here's the starter comparison for tonight's game. At the end of 4 innings, Ryan Feltner, he's given up 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Eric Fetty allowed a run, 3 hits, and he struck out 8 and allowed 1 walk. Technically, he's given up 2 runs, but there's a fly ball into left over the head of Veen. Herrera's going to settle for a nice double to get things going here in the top of the 5th inning.
Number 13, Trent Grisham.
And now bring in Trent Grisham to take a look at this double hit again by the great Ivan Herrera, the greatest catcher of all time for the Cardinals. Who needs Ted Simmons? Who needs Tim McCarver? Bud Black popping out of the dugout from Colorado. Looks like he's going to go to his bullpen a little bit early today, as Feltner's done for the day. Here is
For the Rockies, number 58,
Lucas Gilbreth.
Lucas Gilbreth.
Left-hander will face Grisham. But as I was saying, yeah, who needs...
Nope, that's a ball.
Forget Ted Simmons. Forget Tim McCarver. Forget Darryl Porter, Tom Pagnozzi, Mike Matheny, Yadier Molina. You know, who needs those guys when you got Ivan Herrera, for crying out loud? 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Grisham into right field. He's homered twice today. That's going to get over the head of Hilliard. Herrera's going to come in to score. No home run, but an RBI double will do. And it's 4-2 St. Louis here in the 5th. Herrera had to stop for a little bit just to make sure that it was going to stay in the ballpark or stay on the field.
Nope, that's inside.
Here's Donovan. 0 for 2 tonight, 2 for 7 in this series. Kind of want to see the pitch selection from Gilbreth. He's got a fastball, 4-seamer, slider, and a splitter. There's another 4-seamer, 1 and 2.
Now back, designated hitter, Jordan Walker.
Ball 1, no strike. Ball 2.
Ball 2, and that gets away from Goodman. And no, I'm not talking about the puppet. Drugs are bad and good.
1 strike.
Against 2 and 2.
Count full.
Fastball called strike 3. Jordan Walker strikes out for the 2nd time today.
Nolan Arenado.
Here's Nolan Arenado, struck out his last time up. There's the slider, 0-1. Arenado 2 for 6 in this series with a pair of home runs. that he hit in the first game of this series, which was all nice and fine and dandy.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Should mention that on the Let's Talk Sports side of things, we are. I have a couple other YouTube channels that I'm doing. Of course, you guys know the Bill Seaver channel, which the second channel. Bill Seaver, I just talk about movies and a bunch of non-sports related content. And then I'm also doing a third channel, and we're calling it J Wright Audiobooks, where I pretty much read audiobooks. Think it'd be pretty cool. 2-2 count. Arenado strikes out for the second time today. Trent Grisham, he's going to be the big pain in the butt in the Cardinal lineup here today. He's driven home not 1, not 2, but 3 runs in this contest. Bottom of the 5th coming up, 4-2 Cardinals. Here's both the NL West and NL Central standings. The Cardinals 85-16, 30.5 games up on the second place Chicago Cubs. On the National League West side of things, Dodgers are running away with the division. That's nothing new. But the Giants, 59-43, Diamondbacks fighting to stay above 500. The Padres are having a rough year from what it looks like. And then the Rockies are at the bottom. 30-70 is the record. But yeah, so when I was like 16, I did an audiobook series on this channel where I read chapters out of a baseball book that I had. And the series did actually pretty well. I know it had mixed reviews, I feel like. Some people really liked it, and then some people thought it was complete garbage because it's like, why is a 16-year-old reading us a book about baseball players from the early 1900s? And not to mention, there was a lot of big words in some of the chapters. So, yeah, I probably mispronounced a lot of words. But I promise now, at 21 years old, I promise my reading skills have gotten a little bit better. Just a teeny bit.
Ball, that's inside.
Gantz 1-0 to Goodman. Goodman struck out looking his first time up. Eric Fetty at 8 strikeouts in this game.
The center fielder, number 9, Brenton Doyle.
Pitch is out. Foul ball. That's ball 2.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
That's outside. Ball 4.
Outside, ball 4. Was on mute for a little bit and I didn't realize. There's the purple dinosaur, Rockies mascot. But as I was mentioning, and while I was on mute, I'm doing a third channel, and I'm known for doing Bill Seaver, which is the second
Ball, that's outside.
channel that I do where I talk about movies and stuff. There's Kyle Leahy, warming up in the bullpen alongside Phil Maton. Kyle Leahy just called up from Memphis. Zach Jackson had to go to the IL. Will be out for about 15 days. Had a roster spot open, and we decided, you know what, let's give it to Kyle Leahy. Because he was really good the last time he was up in the big leagues. So we're going to give it to him again.
2-2 the count.
Counts 2-2 from Fetty. But yeah, I have a third channel that I'm doing called J Wright Audiobooks, where I pretty much read audiobooks. There's a strikeout. End of 5. As we go to the 6th inning here at Coors, it's 4-2 St. Louis.
Pitching for the Rockies, number 44, Jimmy Herget.
Jimmy Herget. Next up out of the Rocky bullpen. Having some water. There we go. Some more proper burp. Count 2-2 to Burleson. Fouled away. Slurve called, strike 3.
Now batting, the first baseman, Lucan Baker.
One away, here's Lucan Baker.
Ball, that's outside.
Outside, 1-0.
Foul ball.
Sinker, strike 2.
2 strikes.
Grounder to third.
Out.
2 outs.
The batter, the shortstop, Mason Wynn.
Here comes Mason Wynn. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The audiobook I'm doing on J-Rod Audiobooks, it's a John Grisham book called The Associate. I'm a big fan of the John Grisham books.
Got a ball, 1 strike.
The Associate, a novel by John Grisham.
Foul ball.
Here's a 1-2. Win fly ball into right. Catch is made. We go to the bottom of the inning. 4-2 St. Louis.
Now pitching for the Cardinals, number 44, Anthony Vanda. Leading off for the Rockies, the third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
Bottom of the sixth, nobody out. Cardinals lead the Rockies 4-2. Anthony Banda, first up out of the Redbird bullpen. There's a circle change, taken for ball one. Off the glove of Baker, he steps on the bag. Covers for the out. That's out number one.
The first baseman, number 4, Michael Dolia.
One away, here's Staglia.
Inside, ball one.
Inside, 1-0.
Two balls, one strike. Hey!
2-2 the count.
Two strikes.
In the air to center, Grisham will make the catch, and that's out number two.
Designated hitter, Chris Ryan.
0 for 2 now. Here's Chris Bryant. Pardon. Phew. Bryant hits one out to right. Burleson's going back. This one is over his head. Bounces off the wall. Bryant's on his way to second. And it's a 2-out double. Chris Bryant with his first hit of the night. That's hit number 4 in this game for Colorado. Here's Tavar.
Off the plate, ball one. Inside, ball two.
Inside, ball 2 to Tavar. Grounder to Duran. And the inning's over.
Leading off for the Cardinals, the second baseman, Ezekiel.
There's the Rockies' bullpen stats this year. 19 saves total. That's their dead last in saves. 29th in both ERA and earned runs. 25th in both strikeouts and walks. They're just third. They're third in baseball with the most innings pitched at 388.1. And well, I guess the Rockies' pitching's not all that bad. 388 innings pitched in one season by one staff. Hey, that's impressive. Cardinals, though, I think have, let's see, 916.2 innings pitched as a team. So There's a grounder to Taglia. Throws it over to Jimmy Herget, who covers for the out.
Catcher Ivan Herrera.
Base hit into left field. 1 out single for Herrera.
Now batting, the center fielder, Trent Grisham.
Grounder to third, double play, ball 1, and got them both.
Now pitching for St. Louis. Number 88,
Phil Maton
Phil Maton.
will pitch the bottom of the 7th. Been live now for about an hour.
Inside ball 1.
Inside ball 1. Cardinals are 9 defensive outs away from winning this game. There's a strike, 1-1.
That's ball 2.
"27 strikes away from winning this game." There's a cutter, 2-2. There's a strike. Strikeout, out number 1. Here at the bottom of the 7th.
Second baseman,
Cardinals are now 8 defensive outs away from winning this game. Hit down the line. Estrada will hit it foul. 201 batting average. Signed a 1-year deal with the Rockies for $3.3 million after spending a majority of his career with the Giants. We have not played the Giants yet, I don't think, in this franchise. Pretty sure we'll have a series with them coming up here very soon, in both August and September. Actually, no, we have both our series versus the Giants are in September. Cutter, strike 3 to Estrada.
now batting, the catcher.
Kind of beats himself up a little bit there as
Goodman.
he's now heading back to the dugout. Two outs, here's Goodman.
Ball 1.
Here's a 1-0 to Goodman. There's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hit hard and fouled. And strike 3 call. We go to the 7th. Or we go to the 8th. Excuse me. 4-2 St. Louis. As Phil Maton
For the Rockies,
has a scoreless frame. Here's Jake Bird. I'll be right back.
Jake Bird.
That's a ball.
He's out.
The batter, the designated hitter, Jordan Walker.
Oh, and 2 to Walker. There's a sinker. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. My apologies. I had to step out real quick and take a little bathroom break.
That's a ball.
Cutter, 2 and 2. Some of you guys have been asking, where is the Sunday night game of the week streams? I kind of decided to stop doing those, decided to take a break from those and just focus on the franchise. Since those streams and this stream, the franchise series is pretty much the same thing. Counts 3 and 2 from Walker to Jake Bird. Or from Jake Bird to Walker. It's the other way around. That is hit hard and fouled away. A drop, third strike. Actually, no, ball 4.
Third baseman, Nolan.
A Walker walks for the second time today. Here's Arenado. I'd love to hit a nice little home run with Arenado just for shits and giggles because we're in Coors Field.
Ball 1.
That's low in the dirt. Ball 1 from Goodman. I'd love to play as Arenado here, but I don't think it'll let me. Slurve is taken for ball or for strike 1. Arenado 21 home runs this year. See if he can go for 22. That's it hard. The count is 1 and 2. Arenado 0 for 3. A pop up to first and 2 strikeouts in this game. Here's the 1-2.
Ball 2.
2 and 2. Why isn't it letting me play as them? There we go. Here's the 2-2 to Arenado. Fouled away. It fouled again. .91-mile-an-hour cutter. 2 and 2 from Bird. Hit hard right to McMahon for out number 2. All right, well, no Nolan Arenado home run tonight.
The right fielder, Alex Burrows.
I love that. Perfect. Just right to the guy. Burleson gets a hold of a cutter. Into right, catches mid. We go to the bottom of the inning. Here's the Rockies' schedule for the next weekend coming up. They will be on a road trip out to Baltimore after taking on the Cardinals. They'll have a 3-game weekend set versus the Orioles, and then they'll head to Cleveland for 3 games. That'll be exciting. Cardinals are going to rock and roll with Phil Maton as he gives up a leadoff hit to Doyle. I'd love to try and bring in Kyle Leahy. See, can we bring in Leahy? Nope, it's the wrong button. See, Zach Veen does better versus lefties. We'll keep Maton in. We can probably give Helsley the night off, and Kyle Lee, he could probably come into the 9th and get a save. My slow butt didn't realize Brendan Doyle was going to steal second, so there goes the double play opportunity. Grounder to Duran, throw to first in time, 1 away. Rockies have a runner at third. Here comes Ryan McMahon. 0 for 3 today, hoping to get that runner home from third. There's a strike, 0-1. There's a cutter, strike 2. Curveball misses. 1-2. Got him, 2 outs. 4 strikeouts now for Phil Maton here tonight. He might be credited with the win, with the way things are going. No, I think it'll be Fetty. Eric Fetty, 5 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs given up, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Anthony Banda had a good 6th inning, and now Phil Maton's been going strong since the 7th inning. Hoping to close it out here in the 8th, which he does. Big strikeout there as we go to the 9th. Diego Castillo. Hey, oh, Diego is a Colorado Rocky. Okay. I did not know that.
63.
Probably got a quick manage. Baker flies out. Wind walks. Duran base hit. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Herrera. Fly out, and then Grisham walks. Bases are loaded. Uh-oh, for Donovan. Let's see if he... Could we get a grand slam with Donovan? I mean, we gotta. Donovan gets a hold of a fastball. Deep center field. Back goes Doyle. He runs out of room. It's gone. Brendan Donovan with a 9th inning grand slam, and it's 8-2 St. Louis. You know we had to do it. I mean, the bases were loaded. I mean, we just had to. We just had to with Brendan Donovan. That was, I think, a 69-mile-an-hour curveball. Donovan gets a hold of it. Deep center field. Goes into the rocks and the trees out there in center field. Here's Walker. It's a pop-up. Okay, we're going to go to Leahy. Because why not?
Number 62.
He'll be up in the big leagues for a while. Until probably Zach Jackson comes back. That's fouled off. The count's 0-1. Or who knows, maybe we can trade another reliever. So that way Kyle Leahy can stay when Zach Jackson comes back. Big strikeout number 1. Here's Tovar. Tovar, big swing and a miss. Strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Another strikeout for Leahy. Here's Sam Hilliard.
Ball, that's up there.
A 1-0 the count to Hilliard. Hit foul. The count's 1-2, and the Rockies are down to their last strike. Leahy throws the circle change. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Slider, strike 3 call, and that's the ball game. The Cardinals pick up the first 2 games here on the road, here at Coors Field. And it's an 8-2 winner. Here at Coors, Eric Fetty does indeed pick up the win. 8-2 on the year. Bailey Feltner falls to 4-14. And that's all we got for you here today on Let's Talk Sports for Cardinal Baseball. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. Make sure to leave a like. Best way to show your support. Subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. Again, make sure to join the Fantasy Football League. Make sure to check out the J-Rad Audiobooks YouTube channel that we're starting up. First video has been posted. And so, yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow with more Cardinal Baseball.